Museums have a great advantage over television and other media in that we can present the authentic objects. That's the museum's great, unique selling point. Traditionally, we've displayed collections within their kind of academic disciplines within galleries. So we had a silver gallery, for example, a decorative art gallery, a gallery for the fine art, a gallery for the world cultures. And what we will do in the redevelopment is to bring some of those collections together, those different strands, so we can tell a much fuller story. For many of the pieces we know who collected them and when they were collected. So we're trying to add great sort of colour and character to some of the displays by telling the collections stories through the lives of those collectors.
People still obviously have varying attitudes towards natural history collections. If we don't at some stage collect and identify the plants and the animals of the world around us, then we'll essentially remain in ignorance of what there is. And it's only through our knowledge of the natural history that we can say that today things are under threat. Most commonly it's because of human-induced changes. Climate change, warming, industrialisation and pollution. These are things that we are better equipped to be able to monitor and to act upon if we've got the knowledge which is obtained from specimens such as these.
We have racks that move very easily, causing minimum vibration and damage to the objects. So a lot of the works that we haven't yet had an opportunity to conserve are in much better storage conditions, so they're less at risk. This rack is by the artist Frances Hayman, who was a Devon artist and teacher of Hogarth. This is lovely. She was in the most appalling modern frame. This one still needs a bit of conservation work. It's a rather splendid Cavalier. That's requested for loan more than any other painting we've got, I think. We have some really fantastic works of art in our fine art collection, and at last in this new fine art store we have an opportunity to examine them easily and to store them in really good, safe conditions.
The collection is really rich in pieces worn by Exeter people. We have early 18th century waistcoats that would have been worn by John Quick, who was High Sheriff. The museum's collection has about 17,000 objects, 3,000 of them examples of lace, both English and continental laces. Our more recent donations are good examples of 20th century dress. One of the most important issues we have to be aware of is that we don't get an infestation.
We're looking for things like carpet beetle and clothes moth, which actually feed on the textiles in the collection. So we look for things like the pests themselves, any holes in the fabric that are a giveaway that they've been there, and something called frass, which is the tiny particles that actually come off when they've been eating.
By about March, most of the existing internal galleries should have been completed and will be handed over for an exhibition contractor to come in, and they'll be fitting it out with a redisplay of the collection, which has been designed by Ralph Applebaum Associates, a New York-based design company with an office in London, with whom we've worked very closely throughout the entire process.
Because we're dealing with a whole array of different objects, natural history, social history, science, it's a complete showcase of what we do best, and that is displaying objects and telling the story of these amazing objects. So it's something we're very much looking forward to seeing right the way through to the end.